Good afternoon. My name is Linda, and I'm doing my informative speech on post-traumatic stress syndrome. It is something that many military members experience through their deployments. Many Vietnam veterans went through post-traumatic stress syndrome, and when they came back, they didn't get the help that they needed because no one really understood what it was. So with that in mind, a little bit of facts about post-traumatic stress syndrome is 7.7 million Americans age 18 and older have PTSD. 67% of people exposed to mass violence have been shown to develop PTSD at a higher rate than those exposed to natural disasters or any other type trauma events. People who have experienced previous trauma events run a higher risk of developing post-traumatic stress syndrome. PTSD can affect children and members of the military. I found this information at Anxiety and Depression Association of America at http://www.adaa.org. The symptoms of post-traumatic stress syndrome they fall into three groups. The first group is reliving it, avoidance, and increased arousal. These symptoms can disrupt a person's normal activities and interfere with their ability to function in life. They can be triggered by words, sounds, or situations that remind them of the trauma. For instance, someone could be watching TV, they could see something that reminded them of an event that they lived, and it could trigger and cause some issues and make them relive that event. I found this information at www.msn.com/en/us/health. Post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms could start within 3 months of the trauma event, but sometimes it could take years before it comes out. The longer that it goes, the more worse the symptoms could become for a member. They can cause problems in the social or work situations or even in your relationship. Your kids can also pick up on your symptoms of post-traumatic stress syndrome, and without even realizing it, they can pick up what you're putting down, even though you try really hard to hide that you're suffering with it. PTS symptoms are generally grouped into 4 types: intrusive memories, avoidance, negative changes in thinking and mood, or changes in emotional reactions. The symptoms of intrusive memories may include recurring, unwanted, distressing memories of the traumatic event, reliving the traumatic event as if it was happening again, so that would be flashbacks, and they can happen at any time. You could be sleeping, you could be daydreaming or watching TV. Flashbacks happen at any time. Upsetting dreams about the traumatic event, severe emotional distress or physical reactions that would sometimes remind you of the event. Avoidance is the next one, and that's just trying to avoid the event, doing everything and anything not to think about it, relive it, or have anything to do with it. Negative changes in thinking and mood is the next one, and you have negative feelings about yourself or other people, inability to experience positive emotions, feeling emotionally numb. You shut yourself off and you don't feel anything. Lack of interest in activities you once enjoyed, hopelessness about the future, memory problems, including not remembering important aspects of the traumatic event, and difficulty maintaining close relationships. If you close yourself off, you're not going to be open to your friends, you're going to avoid them, so your friends go away. Changes in emotional reactions is the last one, and that's irritability, angry outbursts, or aggressive behavior, always being on guard for danger. So you have the flight for fight mode, overwhelming guilt or shame, self-destructive behavior such as drinking too much, driving too fast, abusing prescription drugs with your alcohol or not without alcohol, trouble concentrating, trouble sleeping, being easily startled or frightened. Intense symptoms of PTSD can vary over time, depending on how bad you have it, how long it was diagnosed after the traumatic event. You may have more PTSD symptoms when you're stressed in general. So stress can bring out the symptoms, or when you run into reminders of what you went through. So for example, you could be watching TV, they could be talking on the news about a child getting hit. You could have a flashback of the time you were in a convoy and a child was hit. So it could be something very innocent that you just stumbled across, but it put you in a flashback and brought the event back to memory. I found this information at the Mayo Clinic, http://www.mayoclinic.org. So there are 10 symptoms of a hormonal imbalance. And this is very important in post-traumatic stress syndrome, since your brain has a lot of hormones, and if you don't keep them balanced, they can affect you if you have PTSD. So the first one is endless fatigue. Despite getting quality sleep, a lot of sleep, you could feel very groggy and in desperate need of caffeine. And no matter how much caffeine you consume, it's just not enough. The second one would be mood swings, irritability. You're not going to get nominated for president because you have highs, you have lows, you're irritable, moody. The third one is weight gain, muscle loss. You could be eating right, exercising right, but you might not be able to gain muscles, or you might not be able to lose weight. So hormone imbalance can affect that, and if you have PTSD, you have a hormone imbalance. So these are very important. The fourth one is a brain fog. You can't remember anything, where you put your keys, the name of your cubicle mate, if you turned off the stove, so you're constantly rechecking and doubting everything you did. The fifth one is insomnia. You can toss and turn all night long, but never drift into dreamland. The sixth one is low sex drive. You've lost an interest or desire in sex, including sexual dysfunction. The seventh one is acne, excess hair. After the age 30, most everyone has gone through the severe acne, and they're home free, they don't have the breakouts and things like that. And with a hormone imbalance, you do have that, and you could all of a sudden, especially in females, get hair where you don't want hair to grow. So that can be affected by PTSD. The eighth one is aching joints. After a certain age, you expect your joints to ache because you're getting older and you've put a lot of wear and tear on the joints. But before a certain age, you shouldn't have your joints aching because you're young, you're healthy, and you're in good condition. The ninth is impaired immunity. So you don't have a very good immune system, and you can't recover from colds or things like that. The last one is depression. And that's very important because you're feeling blue. Sometimes it can lead to thoughts of suicide, and a lot of military members who suffer from PTSD have depression, and they do commit suicide. I found this site at http://www.bodylogicmd.com. I thank you very much for listening to my speech about post-traumatic stress syndrome, and please ask me any questions you have. Thank you.